Broadcasting live from the Nivix Eyrie on the plain of Ravnica, it is Tap Tap Concede, Scryfall Roulette edition. Hello and welcome to Tap Tap Concede, Mimi Wheeler. Glad to have you, good to see you. How you doing, how you been? We got a very special episode today with some great guests, some great PPR guests. I mean, we don't know that yet. We haven't actually done the PPR. You could all be terrible. But I believe in each and every one of you, and that is praiseworthy. So please,
thank you.
In the comments down below.
Yeah, no, there's no pressure at all.
Right,
yeah, exactly. In the comments section below, everybody praise how good I was for making such a brave statement, and praise our guests for the wonderful job they did on the PPR. Speaking of guests, we have Kat.
Hello.
We've got Chris.
Hi.
We got DJ.
Hello.
And we got James on tech.
Hello.
A little enthusiasm, bud.
Hi!
Too
Better.
much. Dial it back. And what you can do is dial your internet up to cardkingdom.com, sponsor of the show, cardkingdom.com/LRR. When you make an order, you can say button please. And while supplies last, you'll get a button. There's a button that I could say is in stock right now, but who knows when this is coming out. James told me not to. Sound good?
There.
Sounds good.
Great. And it's also brought to you by you. Yes, you, the viewer and or listener, over at patreon.com/loadingreadyrun. Because of all of you, there's all of this. Deal with it. And what we're about to deal with is a little game we like to call Scryfall Roulette. Mm-hmm. What we're going to do is put a random card on the screen. And folks are going to talk about it. For a little bit, for a long bit. Everybody gets one veto as well. So if you don't like a card, or if you're just like, we don't need to talk more about like how good Oko is or whatever, we can just slide on by. Sound good?
Sounds
Do
great.
people use their vetoes? Like, do all the vetoes get used?
No, it's rude.
Can I veto the veto?
You can veto the
Dovin's
veto.
veto?
Whoa.
It's like, no. Oh.
We do
I
have
want to
Veto
talk
the
Oko.
veto.
we do have one rule. You cannot veto any card that says can't be countered. And I just
What
made
is the
that rule
point
up.
then?
I like.
veto?
No, that's a great rule. I love that.
Okay.
It's about building tension. James! Oh, Yoshin Soldier. 3 generic mana for a 1/4 artifact creature, creature type soldier, I believe, from Antiquities with attacking does not cause Yoshin Soldier to tap. Iconic Christopher Rush art. Any thoughts?
That's a lot of flavor text.
Well,
That is a good amount. That's most of the card.
Yeah.
In fact.
Antiquities was fantastic. I love the old school artifacts. This card looks amazing. Has got some flavor going on right there. I also like that it's not vigilance. You know what I mean? Like, with the fact that it says attacking does not cause it to tap is just so old school. I mean, anyone can write down vigilance, am I right? But this is style right there.
I have trivia / a question for our senior games designer.
Yes.
From Wizards of the Coast, Chris. When was vigilance introduced as a keyword?
I have no idea.
Champions of Kamigawa.
That would have. There's like an aura that's called vigilance that just gives vigilance,
Yeah.
right? That was the first. Yeah.
Sure is.
The that would, if you forced me, that's what I would have guessed because I remember that. Just like that aura called vigilance gives vigilance.
Yeah.
There's very few of those in the game that are just like named after the thing.
Yeah, there should be more. Can I pass one note on to like R&D? More cards that are like
one.
lizard man, creature type lizard man, and depicting lizard man.
Lizard person.
We do try.
Lizard
Yeah.
person.
The my thing about Yoshin Soldier is that this card was actually so when we were working on Brothers War, we looked through all of the cards from that era that we were calling back to see if we could reprint any of them.
Yeah.
Like they're all over the place in terms of like some are way too strong, some are way too weak. This was actually one of the cards that for a long time we had in the file trying to like get this into the right spot of actually being a card that we could print nowadays. I believe that we did not end up there, but there is a different 1/4 vigilance that's like a reference to this. It's like Yoshin something.
There's Yoshin Medic, the 3 mana 1/4 that gains a life.
Yeah, maybe
gains
there
life.
are some
Yeah.
1/4
Lifelink,
lifelink.
that's what it is.
Got it. Okay, yeah. So we'd certainly try. We were like, this was our callback to Yotian Soldier, but Yotian Soldier itself, as written, was in the file for a while, but ended up just not working out.
The depth of knowledge about the Antiquities card coming out from over here is
know.
spectacular.
James! Ooh,
I love
Aura Thief.
Oh man, this card's great.
3 and a blue for a 2/2 illusion. I think it has another creature type now with flying that says when Aura Thief is put into a graveyard from play, you gain control of all enchantments. You don't get to move local enchantments, which is a line of text that means auras. And it's a rare from Urza's Destiny.
Oh my gosh, this is so fun in Commander too, especially with so many Enchantress decks going on out there. The fact that you can just, with an easy sacrifice outlet, just gobble up everything,
Yeah, if you're
those
playing it.
super powerful.
Not so much for everyone else.
Oh, it's so good. Come on.
Oh,
I love it.
the enchantment deck, and it's gone.
No, it's not gone. It's just on my side of the battlefield.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're borrowing it.
Again, you get your local enchantments.
Great. Thank
You
you.
get your wild growth on there. It stays there. But, oh man.
It is pretty cool that it's a blue creature that cares about when it dies. So, like, naturally, you're either going to pair it with something that sacrifices creatures or just, like, blows up the board. And you're like, haha, I'm going to kill my own thing to get this effect. And it's, I just like seeing that on old blue cards.
I mean, flash it in there.
Yeah.
Instant speed, get it. Oh man, steal everything.
Blue
Stealing
things.
stuff is fun.
Blue things.
Stealing in Commander and Magic is really fun. I know that some people don't like it. It gets some people salty, but man, if I could steal your entire board, an entire card type, that feels good.
Stealing known cards, I really like. Like I like the whole I'm gonna control magic that thing. That feels really cool.
I'm surprised. I'm surrounded by the bad guys in Commander.
Well, hold
But
on.
you don't want to like a Tolly into something random.
That one's okay too. It's
Okay.
I think for my most casual like Magic player, non-derogatory, most casual aspect of Magic player for me is like I'm not a huge fan of the like let me exile cards from your deck and then cast them cards in Commander. That doesn't jive as well with me. But if this happens, it's like, oh yeah, let it rip. Like here you go, take my Mana Flare. Well, Mana Flare is a bad one. It's symmetrical.
The something. Oh no, the Mana Flare thing totally deleted my.
I'm so sorry.
I was gonna say something about the stealing aspect. No, totally lost it. Never mind.
If it comes back, let us know. We can derail this at any time. James,
Oh, there's
Hits
one.
keep coming.
Mystic
They're all blue.
Sanctuary. This is an island. I
an
immediately said
island.
that part
Immediately
because
is an island.
Yeah, you
It
could
is.
hear the rage in my voice. It's a land, happens to be an island. Enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 3 or more other islands. And when it enters the battlefield untapped, you may put target instant and sorcery card from your graveyard on top of your library. Or as my collection of Canlander players like to do, put target Ancestral Recall back on top of the deck and cast it one more time. Do you mind if I actually just ask Chris something really quick? If this will get you into trouble, let me know. And if you don't know, that's fine. What's up? Like, what's up with this card?
You say why?
What's go? Why? I mean, I like this cycle a lot. I think it's cool. This one is wild.
You don't want a food token or your best spell back.
I love
Yeah.
the food token. I love Witch's Cottage. Even making a dwarf token, cool and good. Putting a 1/1 counter on something, surprise, like out of nowhere. Hell yeah. This one I have
one.
nightmares about. Yeah, this one I have nightmares about.
Yeah.
So we're waiting. What?
Well, this was made before I got there.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
that's what we like to hear.
But yeah, I mean, I think that oftentimes we will make a cycle of various different effects, and we purposefully allow sometimes for certain ones to be stronger than others in various different places. I don't know if when they made this, they predicted how strong it would be
That's
elsewhere, but I do know that, it was definitely made on purpose to be a strong reward for having many islands in your deck.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one reason why we focus on the island part is that this is like fetchable, which is crazy. So you have it being an island means that there's more ways for you to manipulate it onto the battlefield at the exact right time, and then you can stack your deck in the exact right way for you to Ancestral Recall, or in Commander you take those extra turns or set up the Miracle or set up your deck that plays off the top of your library. It's very good.
We'll get to a non-blue card.
Yes, are you
Don't
sure?
worry. Yeah. James?
Oh,
Yeah,
there we go. There we go. Thank
Perfect.
you. I appreciate that.
Shaleskin Plower.
Good card.
4 mana, 3/2. It's a beast from Legions with Morph. And the Morph cost is 4 and a red. When Shaleskin Plower is turned face up, destroy target land.
Also, big bully things, but
Yeah.
in not blue this time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And honestly, I mean, the morph mechanic is one of my favorites. I just love the hidden kind of it. You don't know what you're gonna get, and it could just be something that's just okay, and then it could be something that destroys your land if it gets morphed. So, really love this card.
So you're on
Even
board
if
with
it's me.
land destruction? You like that?
No, I will not. I will not go
is
on record saying that I like land
this is a
destruction.
judgment-free zone. Like this is you can be open about that. I've Armageddon. There are people that are going to be in the comment section that I have Armageddon into oblivion at Magic events, and they're
Yeah.
still giving us money. So this is you're in a safe
You must
spot.
be
To
popular
be
then.
fair, like if you kill someone's land with this adorable morph, like it's kind of like, oh, that's fine. I like that. Now I get to see this amazing card. It's not like you're getting, Armageddon might be a little bit competitive, but this little beast
It is an
flavorful
expensive
right
morph
there. Yeah.
for its ability. So
It's
I'll
not
give
the
it
most
that.
efficient way to take out a land.
Yeah, but I
mean-
mean, good because land destruction is me is pretty.
I mean,
rude.
it's expensive morph, but back in the day,
Oh yeah, this was 5 mana is nothing. For a split second, I thought it was another common from Legions with Morph that has a Morph cost of I believe 8 or 7. Bloodstoke Howler. If James can pull that
Let's see how
up.
similar
If
the
that-
art is and see if
Oh yeah, there we go. 7 mana Morph cost for a 3/4. That only when it's turned face up, beasts you control get +3/+0, which
yeah,
is that's big game, but no trample to be seen
Yeah.
here. But
you can eat you. It's gotta
Yeah.
cost 1 million mana to flip.
You
up,
got it.
'cause
Yeah, you
need
set
your
it up.
morphs.
You have to. You have to set up the whole field and then you go for it, and that's
then
your
then you
alpha
get them.
strike.
James. Oh yes, Soul Catcher's Airy. This card's a banger. 1 and a white for an enchantment. Whenever a bird is put into your graveyard from play, put a feather counter on Soul Catcher's Airy. All birds get +1/+1 for each feather counter on Soul Catcher's Airy. So only when your birds die, but everybody's flying creatures benefit from this card.
Interesting.
that's great. What's the
birds.
commander? What's the name of the commander that has feather counters? That's old school bird tribal.
The Kangi. Yeah,
Kangi,
yeah.
There we go. Yeah, I like the idea of a feather counter. Just I think that's a good. I think that's a fun thing where they name the counters different things, and a feather counter for these birds are great. Not to mention, it's when they die, it's like they've plummeted to earth, but their feather gets like put on.
I
this
believe
a dark
also
thought.
like, Aven Mimeomancer is another card.
Oh,
that
yeah.
uses
Alara
feather
block.
counters. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know some reasonable number of these weirdo counter cards because I made the Parry the Pulverizer commander deck.
The rhino one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
and he
yeah,
cares
yeah.
about differently named counters.
Right.
So I went through the history of Magic and found a lot of weirdly named counter cards.
There's a lot of goofy ones.
I'd run this in my bird deck.
Yeah. No, it's
Yeah.
good. It's an enchantment that
Yeah.
you would then steal.
But yeah.
Okay.
You only have to worry
This
about
is
it
why
in
we
here.
put Chris between the two.
Yes. This is-
James.
Oh,
Oh, I remembered the thing
Okay.
that I was going to say now.
Oh,
about
please.
The, about the stealing card.
Yeah.
James, can we get Aura Thief on the screen briefly? But we will have to go back to
Yeah.
It's fair.
The thing I was going to say was just that I think that the dynamics around stealing things, especially in Commander games, changed a lot during the pandemic. A lot of people started playing on Spell Table, and on Spell Table, it's a lot harder,
So much
to
harder.
play like steely type decks. So I think for a while there were a lot of people who actually refrained from playing their steely decks. because when you're playing on spell table, it's just easier to not have to worry about that. And then I also think that there's kind of a like counter surge when people started playing in person again. They were like, oh, I've been wanting to play my Steely deck for a long time and I haven't been able to play it on stream. And so I think that at least among the people that I've been playing with, I've actually seen a kind of like a dip and then a resurgence of stealing because of the people playing remotely.
Theft is
Yeah,
on the
absolutely.
rise.
I mean, I have a spell table commander deck and I have an in-person commander deck, and like you have to only play certain cards that just
Right.
don't overly complex the board, and you don't have to figure out and draw the tokens and be like, which one do you have? So that's what we had to do.
I built, not to make this about me, I have 3 guests, but I'll tell a little Wheeler anecdote. I have an affinity for Kamigawa, and I was building a Keiga the Tidestar deck, and I decided to go full foil on everything because I thought it would be really pretty. And I got all the cards, and I had it all built. March 2020.
Oh, stop.
I have yet to play this deck.
Oh my gosh, that's so sad.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay.
I was.
We can remedy that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. That's very kind of you. I need people to be a real big jerk to at the table with this commander. James, back to Patriarch's bidding, if you'd please.
Such a good card.
3 black for a sorcery from Onslaught. A lot of Onslaught block cards. Each player chooses a creature type. Each player returns all creatures of the type chosen this way from their graveyard to play. Banger.
Yeah.
And not recently, printed into Modern Horizons as well.
Yeah.
Anybody, any Goblin bidding fans out there? No?
No.
No.
Oh, I can feel my lower back just turning to dust. You kids got to believe me. This card was hot back in the day. You would sack all your goblins and then bring them back. And James, a newer card, please.
All right, let's play a little game with this one. See who can get it first. Starting with the mana value, 2 and a black. Mm-hmm. It's a creature bat. It's from Rise of the Eldrazi.
Oh, Doom Hunter Bat.
Close. Continue.
Doom Dust Bat. 2 and a black, 2/1 flying bat.
Correct.
Dusk Hunter
Yeah,
Bat?
Dusk.
No.
No, it's
you were closer the first time.
Gloom Dusk Bat.
Gloom Hunter.
Gloom Hunter. That
Hunter.
I knew it was some combination of all these words.
Rise of the
yeah.
Eldrazi was my first pre-release.
Oh,
that
yeah?
I went to.
Aw.
Yeah.
Full circle.
Do you have any bats?
I don't. I think maybe because I
Bat
was
Bat?
playing black. I remember playing Hellcarver Demon. Was like that was what I was just trying to do with my sealed deck. Was just hit them with
That makes you sacrifice everything, doesn't it?
It sure does.
All right.
But yeah, I remember the things I remember from that pre-release were Hellcarver Demon and the promo Emrakul.
Did you include that promo Emrakul in your pre-release deck?
I think I did not. I think
Okay,
even
good.
at that point in my Magic career, I was like, I cannot cast this. It's impossible for me to cast this in limited.
Real quickly, let's go across the panel here. Favorite bat card?
Oh, you're gonna make me start? Wait, I need to think.
Okay.
My
DJ,
goodness,
favorite bat
bats.
card?
We're gonna go with Dirge Bat.
Dirge Bat.
Yeah.
The
That's a bat,
Ikoria bat, right?
Yeah. I'm waiting for hopefully Dirge Bat. Yeah. Because number 1, Flashy Bat comes out of nowhere, ambushes people. And then number 2, Mutate is just so weird and fun. And the fact that I can like Flash Mutate is really good, and I like it a lot. So Mutate is super weird. Flashy Bat, surprise out of nowhere, is awesome.
Good bat.
What's
Chris?
your favorite bat then?
My favorite bat? Oh, Grimclaw bats. 1 a black, 1/1 flying from Darksteel. It's a common. You can pay 1 black and 1 life to give a +1/+1. Oh yeah, killed a lot of people with some Grimclaw bats. Chris, favorite bat?
If I had to pick a black border bat, it would be Bartizan bat, or as I believe the office calls it, Brazilian bat.
Brazilian bats.
But I think my favorite bat, when you get past black border, is just the card titled Bat. It is it is a host augment card, and so it's the first half. It's the front half of a card. And you apply it to a back half of a card to create all sorts of weird combinations. There we go. Bat.
Oh,
That's a good one. That's a cute bat.
little cutie.
So you
That is a
can
very
create
cute bat.
Batman and Bat Kitten and etc.
Bat cat.
Man, I'm blanking on all the
You want a
bats. I'm
commander
trying
bat?
to think
Like
about all the
what
bats.
about Mirkwood bats, the newest bat that commander players really,
That was
really
a good
like?
one.
Yeah.
That's a good
Yeah,
one.
yeah, I like that one.
Okay. Yeah. Good bat.
Some solid bats. I'm just thinking there's every time I think of a bat, I think of something else that's not
Think of like a
bat.
vampire. and
You
you're like,
could-
no!
Like I think of it's a vampire. There's
Like
there's a
skeletal
lot of
vampire?
bat tokens.
I would accept tokens, and I'd accept vampires.
Okay.
Yeah. Favorite vampire?
I mean, I'm gonna have to go with Edgar Markov.
Okay, there we go. And Edgar Markov may or may not turn into a bat.
It's just he absolutely turns into a bat.
Yeah. Great. See, we got through the bats.
The bats.
Good job,
A lot
everybody.
of bats. I'm gonna look at when I'm home. I'm gonna be like, look at all of the
Search
bats
bats.
that I could have answered.
You're just going to be like on the plane.
I will
back.
know the answer to this question the next time someone asks me. So if you are at a con and you see me, you can ask me, what's your favorite bat? And I will have an answer.
Great. So, to everybody listening, at every con that Cat's at, make sure
me.
to ask favorite bat.
Cat bat. I'll get it.
Cat bat. Mm-hmm. Well, next up to bat. Ha ha. Rock Slide. X and a red for an instant from Visions. Rock Slide deals X damage divided any way you choose among any number of target attacking or blocking creatures without flying. Oh. This is some interesting art.
Yeah, I was there. There's a rock slide coming.
Good old rock.
Nothing beats
rock.
rock. Oh my god.
That is a good flavor.
I like this, but I'd prefer just like classic Earthquake or Fault Line. Like I'd rather have like the universal effects, especially like when these X effects also like take out opponents, like deal damage everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what? Like I want to kill your creatures. Sometimes I don't want you to have to block first in order for me to kill something I want to kill.
Now I'm thinking about like what do Paper Slide and Scissor Slide do?
That could be the next unset.
I mean, Scissor
Yeah.
Slide does a lot.
James.
Oh, that's a good one.
Banger alert.
I mean,
Spider Silk Armor. 2 and a green for an enchantment from Mercadian Masks. It's a common. Creatures you control get +0/+1 and have reach and may block as though they had flying.
I played a lot of this card, and I guarantee it was a mistake.
In type 2 or casual or
Probably casual. Not in command. No, not in
Yeah.
Commander. I remember back in the day, I was like, my creatures are basically untouchable. I can block it. I can block anything, and it was great. And yeah, no, it's not. It's not a very good card. You can have it
for
with
the
my
good,
Aura
good
Thief.
for the time.
Yeah,
anybody anything else?
I
gonna go down favorite spiders?
I stand by this design. I think that sometimes I look at an old Magic card and I think, what were they thinking when they made this?
Yeah.
This card totally holds up.
It's appealing.
Spiders, they've got toughness, they've got
get it-
reach. This gives.
I feel
That's
like
all
I should give it
creatures.
2 toughness though to make it like a giant spider, like make it 2/2 a 2/4, and then has reach. But anyways, that's nitpicking. But you're right. It really aligns with that spider feel.
This card saw a lot of play in Pauper back in the day. That's my one thought for this Magic card. I do play this card in Commander, in my Eutropia flight simulator deck, where I give everybody's things flying, and then spider them out of the air. Anywho, we're not here to talk about that. You'll all probably face this if we play Commander this weekend. James, Seeker of Slaanesh.
Slanesh.
Seeker of Slanesh. 3 and a red for a 3/3 demon, an uncommon from the Warhammer 40,000 precon decks, with haste and allure of Slanesh. Each opponent must attack with at least one creature each combat if able. Did you work on these?
I worked very slightly on them, so I wasn't on the team, but I did do some play testing. I gave a lot of feedback on these. I'm not going to get too in depth because I'm not a Warhammer expert, so I might mess something up. But right, this is from the Chaos deck. Chaos is a demonic faction. They worship these chaos gods. Slanesh, I believe, is Right. One of the Chaos Gods. And based on this card, I'm guessing that Slaanesh is a, all of the cards, or sorry, not all of the cards. Many of the cards in the Warhammer 40k commander decks, the ability that they have, the flavor word in front of their ability, is actually an ability from the game.
Oh.
So this, again, I don't play Warhammer, so I might be wrong, but I'm guessing this is probably actually a unit from Warhammer, and this is the ability that it has, is goading your opponents.
I can't help. I also don't play Warhammer, but I can't help but look at the art and look at their hands or non-hands. They're kind of.
They got Gristlebrand hands.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I would not be able to shake your hand.
No.
There's no surrender. It's just war.
You'll cut
You
yourself.
don't have time. This says haste, so it's going to be attacking. You're going to be attacking somewhere else. There's no time to hang out.
Yeah.
There's no
Because
surrender.
war is a
Yeah.
dance, and they're looking for partners.
Do you think they would GG shake your hand?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a go-to, and then slash it off.
Out of all the Magic cards that have ever been printed, which one do you think would be the most toxic gamer? Sorry to drop hard-hitting questions
These
here.
are hard-hitting.
We could. What's your favorite bat? Does that work?
Okay, toxic gamer. Let me.
The most toxic gamer is too broad.
Okay.
The most GG shake my hand Magic card creature in Magic doesn't have to be legendary. Doesn't have to be something that you potentially worked on. If we want to save face, we can talk about bad cards from the 90s.
I'm just disappointed in myself that I couldn't think of a creature that had toxic. That would have been a funny.
Oh yeah.
I think that the most GG shake your hand would be Timmy.
Power gamer?
Yeah. But I don't think that any of them are necessarily toxic.
Doesn't seem like they do it maliciously though.
Oh, you mean say it in a toxic way?
Yeah.
Then it's got to be Tavern Swindler.
Okay.
Okay.
You think Gwen Stefani's going to GG shake my hand?
I think I got one. Or do you want to talk about Tavern Swindler?
No, not particularly. Please go ahead.
All right, so I'm thinking it'd be the combo of Zinder Split and Okun, because they're from the Battle Bond thing, so they're competitive. They're arena battle bondy attacking people, so they're used to being cutthroat gaming kind of thing. But also they're the coin flip ones. You know what I mean? So it's out of nowhere they smash you, and they're gonna be yeah, good game, and be all pompous, but the only reason why they won is because they flipped well.
Okay. That's good. Good answer. Good answer.
I'm trying to think of it's a goblin that's on arena that you play it and then you can get as many
Muxus?
goblins. Muxus.
Oh yeah.
I would
Good game show.
I would say Muxus because I think Muxus. I mean, this could be just me thinking about Legend of Zelda and the goblins there and everything else. So I don't think Muxus would be okay.
Muxus would get somebody else.
Yeah,
to
he would
shake the
just
hand.
exactly.
Shake. Here, hold on. Just pulls a hand out of his pocket. Shake this one. Poor
He would get
goblin.
people to do it for him.
Yeah. Yeah. King stuff.
100-handed one.
Shake all the.
Yeah. They really rub it in.
Yeah.
By the time you get to the 70th hand, it's
That they keep doing this and touch their
Psych. James, shake my hand. Oh yeah. Anarid, can you tell the era that I started playing Magic in? Anarid Bark Ripper. 1 green for a 2/2 frog beast that has threshold. Anarid Bark Ripper gets +2/+2, a common from Judgment. When it croaks, so do you.
Amazing.
Favorite frogs in the game? We will start with cat yet again. However, I will accept favorite bat instead of frog if you want.
Favorite frogs.
There's not many.
I know. I'm there's some toads.
Okay, so let me change
Are
this
they
question.
toads, or are they all?
You have to
are
be a
frogs.
roommate with either the Gitrog monster or Grolnok.
This is way harder of a question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite frog I had lined up, which was Omniphibian, which is a simic,
Oh, yeah.
a simic frog. And whenever I think of frogs and Magic, that's always where my brain goes to first. Also, just when I think of Simic.
That is
Yeah,
just
like,
become frog.
Yeah.
Yeah, Omnibian is 1 green into blue for a 3/3, a rare from Dissension. Tap target creature becomes a 3/3 frog until end of turn.
Nice. It just makes things frogs. It's amazing. I was thinking of Spore Frog because that's like Fog Frog
That's a solid one.
is
I like
just
Spore Frog.
so great to just keep on bringing back. Because you know what? Spore Frog is just always around, annoying your opponents, bringing back over and over again.
It's my least favorite
So
frog,
cute.
easily.
Your least
Least
favorite
favorite
frog?
frog.
I like
Love
Spore
Spore
Frog.
Frog.
Well, he's just so
Saved
happy.
me so many times.
I think I would love Spore Frog if the first time Spore Frog shows up in any given game, I'm like, I love that little guy.
Yeah.
And then by the third time, I'm like, I'm ready to concede. Like,
Spore Frog does have big, like, when you see Spore Frog, like, come to the bar and you're like, oh, Spore Frog's here. Oh, I have. They brought Genesis with them. Like, oh, no, I hate Genesis.
that is a great analogy for Spore Frog.
Favorite frog.
Favorite frog.
Or roommate frog.
I'm trying to think because there's some really good frogs in Strixhaven. So I'm thinking of all the Strixhaven frogs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The Befuddler.
Yeah, that was
Which
what
one's
came
the
to my
Befuddler?
mind. The 1U, 2/1 flash ETB gives something -2/-0.
-1.
Oh, that's a good
Oh,
frog.
-1,
Oh, look how
-0.
good.
I was
yeah.
so close.
You know what? That's my answer. It's not close.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do it to you like that. That's a good frog.
That's a great frog. He has a little cape.
This could have given -2/-0.
It could have, yeah. Why don't you go tell someone that when you get back
That
to
is
the office?
part of my job.
I mean, they did have, I think it was from Eldraine, right? The fairy, the 1/2, the fairy duelist. It's like a 1/2
Yeah.
flash that gives -2/-0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. James! Yeah, why -1/-0? It's got 1 toughness. Ooh. Scourge of
Ooh.
Care Ridges. 6 red for a 6/6 dragon, a rare from Future Sight with flying, and pay 1 in a red. Scourge of Care Ridges deals 2 damage to each creature without flying, and 5 in a red. Scourge of Care Ridges deals 6 damage to each other creature with flying. I have a follow-up question for this,
Okay.
and whoever gets it right will get $5 from James. Which card are these abilities making reference to?
Yeah.
We immediately
We're
look
like,
over
hi.
here. It's like that.
I'll give you a hint. It's a split card.
Oh.
Breath of Daragaz?
No.
Oh,
You
that-
now
that is
owe
kinda fun.
James $5.
Ooh, a split card. Oh, okay. Ah, damn.
This one's rough. I'm not gonna lie.
It's not. Yeah, I just keep on coming up with other split card names from Future Sight.
And it's not the Gruul one with Kicker that does.
You're challenging all these questions.
No.
You're like, this is going to be a nice, easy time, and our brains.
I mean,
are-
we could take it. We can get it laid back after this if folks want.
I'll give up on this one. What is
The
this?
card is Rough Tumble.
Ugh.
Okay.
The
I don't
first
think I would have
part-
gone that one.
No Legacy fans from 2012.
I could have gotten it, but I didn't want to hold this up.
That's fair. Oh no, stalling in as much dead air as we can possibly get. Yeah, this is the classic
Everyone
crane your
just-
neck to read it.
Right, Rough Tumble.
Yeah. This sure is a dragon. James.
Oh,
Oh, thank you.
there's one for
Now we
me.
can chill out. Wall of Frost.
Frost.
You know what, Veto?
I would like to veto his
I
veto.
respect that. Oh, you want to
So
veto
sad.
the veto?
Uh,
No,
that's
we can go back.
Can you veto a veto?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, take that. Is someone else want to?
You win. You win. Yeah.
Where's the stack? Like, all right.
We can Wall of Frost this. Go for
I
it.
love Wall of Frost.
One blue 07 wall from Magic 2010 with Defender, and whenever Wall of Frost blocks a creature, that creature doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. Got wall thoughts?
Wall of Frost is one of my favorites. It's when I was first starting playing Magic, I was like, this is a 0/7. Nothing is getting past me. And the fact that it makes something, it stuns them.
Yep.
They don't untap is just fantastic and super good in wall tribal decks or
In limited, where you just
Phoenix.
can't get past it. You can't even,
it's fantastic.
You can't even force damage through. You're like, all right, well, normal walls, you'll attack with 3 creatures, and fine, I'll get some damage through. And this is like, no, you don't get that creature for next
This
turn.
card is definitely a relic from the era of like, oh wait, some limited games are just decided because I have a Windrake. Like they have an 07.
I mean, it doesn't have any type of reach or flying. It's not, there's plenty of walls that are way worse in my opinion. This one's not too bad.
I got a very quick yes or no question. So I think any card depicting something greater than 8 feet should have reach. Yes, do you agree? Yes or no?
Yes.
No.
All right, so you have it unanimous yes. James, next card. Life Matrix.
I liked the old next card so much
Saddleback
better.
Legak. It was Saddleback Legak, which is
don't know
great.
what
we
that
can
one
talk
was.
about Saddleback Legak after.
No, I'm
After
just sad
after this
because
one.
I'm getting these are all way before my era, so
Way
I
before
have
my
nothing to
time.
add on these.
But this has a unique counter.
that's true.
You wouldn't know it if you read it because it just says 1 counter. Life Matrix is a 4-mana artifact from Legends. You can pay 4 generic and tap it. I believe you can activate this only during your upkeep. I'm going to read the card as is. 4 tap. During your upkeep, put 1 counter on target creature. You may remove this counter at any time to regenerate that creature. Hey, James, do you have the Oracle text for this card available?
4 tap, put a matrix counter on target creature, and that creature gains remove a matrix counter from this creature. Regenerate this creature. Activate only during your upkeep.
Good movie.
Oh my gosh, yeah,
It's a matrix counter.
The difference between those two and the Matrix counter, I like that.
So when you
in the Matrix.
were designing the pulverizer deck, did matrix counters ever come up?
I mean, I guarantee you that I looked at every card that could go in, but I'll be honest, there's a lot of cards when it gets to regenerate, I just immediately stop.
Yeah, your eyes roll back. You're just kind of.
Did not make the cut.
No, there's a lot of cards like that have a lot of the times when we're making those commander precons, if we're doing a theme that is more niche or something that hasn't really been done before, it's fun to go back and look at all of the old cards that could go in, but then also see that the rates are just so far off. Like if you're building your own deck and you want to put Life Matrix in your deck, like more power to you. You're making that choice to have a pretty weak card in your deck for the fun of it.
Pretty weak.
But I think that in general, we don't necessarily want to like include the like weirdos from a long time ago if it's purely just to fit the theme as opposed to being
Right.
something that people have fun playing with.
Yeah. I remember seeing Reincarnation in one of the earlier Commander precons, and that is a card from Legends that is very goofy. Pretty straightforward when you actually play it.
Right.
But it was nice to see it back as like a, oh, look at my
Yeah, it's nice when you find older ones that actually are at the rate that you would want to play them in Commander, because then you get to update a really old card.
I got another rapid fire question, an iconic Wheeler rapid fire question here. Everybody familiar with the term French vanilla in Magic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is a creature with regenerate French vanilla?
No, it's not
No,
French
'cause
vanilla.
it-
No.
All right, another unanimous yes. This
It's
is
got an activated
It was-
ability.
It's true.
yeah, okay, all right. James,
Wait,
rank.
wait, 1 second.
Oh, yeah.
What's the hill you're dying on? What creature makes you want to have this feeling?
This is me being very brave. I think regenerate should count as a as it's a keyword ability. Regenerate is a keyword ability, right? And French vanilla defined by one Mark Rosewater, I think you'll find, as is a creature with only keyword abilities. And while regenerate has a cost associated with it that differs, there are many other creatures with keyword abilities that have different costs associated with it. That's my
Like
This is
So what French vanilla creature are we excluding by not letting him regenerate that you think?
River Boa, Sylvos Rogue Elemental, Meyer Boa, Gorilla Chieftain. We are going to be here for way too.
Okay.
I fully stand by my answer.
That's what do you work for, Wizards?
My counterpoint is that regenerate doesn't count. Period.
Okay,
Oh, just
it doesn't matter now.
Whatever category we're
Yes.
talking about, regenerate, it's out of there.
It will after I remove my matrix counter. Rankle's Prank. Oh. 2 and 2 black for sorcery. Choose one or more. Each player discards 2 cards. Each player loses 4 life, and each player sacrifices 2 creatures. The louder they scream, the harder he laughs.
This is one of my favorite cards from the new set. I absolutely love the fact that Rankle, like the world has this curse, it has this darkness going over the land, and Rankle was already a trickster beforehand. He was already in that chaos zone, and now he's in his element. He is just having a ball, and this is a perfect example of it.
Usually when we do this kind of show, I can pretty quickly get a read on the type of Magic player that each individual is.
Yeah, what am I?
I don't know. That I cannot tell you. You were poo-pooing counterspells before we went live, and then you're like, Wall of Frost and Rankle's Prank? Yeah!
I am a jank player. I like the chaos, and I like the true madness of the game.
Okay.
The uncertainty.
Good answer. Good answer.
Yeah, so this card was pretty much right from the get-go. We were trying to make sure that we had callbacks and references to characters that were shown off in the original Throne of Eldraine. Not all of them get to have another additional creature card, though. We just want to show off other things from the world. And sometimes we just don't have a really key part in the story for that character to go in, and we want to have different characters featured instead. So this is an example where we made this card to sort of be a callback to the original Rankle card, since we weren't going to make a legendary creature for him in this set. And the 3 modes on this card are not the same as the 3 on the original card, but it is very structurally reminiscent of the original Rankle, where you get to choose one or more.
I was
They're
really
just worse.
upset that I couldn't draw cards when I saw Rankle's Prank. I was like, why can't I draw cards?
Well, when we originally made the card, we did start with the 3 modes were just the modes on Rankle, and over time we tested and found what we liked and didn't like about the design.
Okay. Rankle got a card in Mom, though. So Rankle's already had it.
Yeah.
Rankle's got a couple.
Rankle has gotten
So
to
he's a
reappear
top-
at least once.
top character.
In fact, if I'm not mistaken, that might actually have been part of the reason that we decided not to make a Rankle legendary card, because we were coming right after March of the Machine, and Rankle was in that set.
Right.
Weren't we going to go back to a card? We skipped over one.
Saddleback
You want to go back to
Saddleback
Saddleback Legac?
Back to
We're
Saddleback
gonna go
Legac.
back to the
James,
Saddleback
can we go back
Legac.
to
I think the
Saddleback
comments
Legac?
section would be upset if we didn't.
Especially,
Sure, yeah.
especially
In the
for a
comments
meme-worthy card like this one.
This card was so good and limited. Sorry, keep going.
I was just going to say Saddleback Legac, 3 and a green for a 3/1 lizard, common from Oath of the Gatewatch. When Saddleback Legac enters the battlefield, support 2. Support is you put a 1/1 counter on each of up to N other target creatures. Thoughts on the Legac?
So, Saddleback Legac, a very popular, it's just a amazingly awesome combination of words. So fun to say.
Fun
and
to say.
almost and in addition to being very powerful in that limited environment, truly just the combination of those two things allowed this card to gain such a huge meme status. And that meme status very, very highly represented at Wizards of the Coast, which is why when we made Modern Horizons 2, we made the card Captured by Legax, if you want to put that on the screen. But this is a card purely just designed because people at Wizards loved Saddleback Legax so much they wanted to make a reference to it.
He's such a good boy.
Captured by Legax because James is a little slow on the trigger there. 1 white and a green for an enchanted creature aura. Enchanted creature can't attack or block. Support 2? I believe?
I think it's Sport 2.
Great. James, if you're getting captured by Legax, don't worry about it, dude. It's okay. You can press
Just
next
Legax.
instead.
It's only lizards.
Only Legax. Malfagor.
Ooh.
2 black, black, red, red for a 6/6 legendary demon dragon from... Oh, no.
Conflux.
Conflux. Yeah. Mythic rare from Conflux. With flying, and when Malfagor ETBs, you discard your hand. Each opponent sacrifices a creature for each card discarded this way.
A demon cannot be trusted, and a dragon will not be ruled.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the flavor text.
Amazing flavor text.
I thought you were getting extremely eloquent out of
Very
nowhere.
How many
No, I love it.
demon dragons are there in Magic? I can think
Is-
there's 2 that
Is
I
there?
have in mind.
Oh.
But I'm wondering if there's more that I have not remembered.
My brain jumped to 3.
Oh, okay.
But
So
I
my
just-
second one is Zayatora,
yeah,
Demon Dragon, leader of the Riveteers.
yeah.
It's with green, right? Green.
Yeah.
I can't tell you what the third one is. It was just the ADHD. Like I have the answer.
Oh, okay.
This is the answer.
It might be a random card.
And then I was trying to pull. There it is.
Oh, that's cheating. But yes, well, it's not a demon dragon. It's a demon and a dragon who teamed up. But yes, it is type demon
Somebody
and dragon.
cast Patriarch's Bidding. Does this come back? How many demon dragons are there, James?
It looks like just these 3.
Oh, nice.
Oh wow.
Good creature.
The only reason I know the first one is because of I have a Kalia EDH deck, so I've
Yeah.
seen. And I'm like, oh, that fits in.
Wow.
There's Zayatora. Oh, what a good Jund dragon.
Very
Yeah.
large and in charge. Speaking of in charge, next card, please, James.
Ooh.
Battle Screech. This is perfect for
More
our,
birds.
for our feather counters.
That's right.
Yeah, right.
2 white for sorcery, an uncommon from Judgment. You create 2/1/1 white bird creature tokens with flying, and it has flashback for tap 3 untap white creatures you control. Yeah, this was Spectral Possession before Spectral Possession.
Yep.
It
A design that has stood the test of time, certainly.
people love it. Love making a bunch of birds. Thoughts on birds?
Love birds.
Like
Birds in real life are awful. Just saying.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What is the
Hey,
worst
what's
bird?
outside? What's
Security?
outside your hotel room right now?
So, you know what? Seagulls are okay. What is your favorite
Seagulls
bird?
are okay. Didn't you have to say you had to train as
you're-
a child how to hold food away from seagulls?
Yes, that is a thing you need to learn.
And that's why they're okay.
They go
Once you
after it.
learn
like
that.
once you learn it, then they're not scary.
wow.
Kookaburras, those are my favorite birds.
Geese, peacocks that are somehow super vicious.
Peacocks are cool.
We have a lot of geese and peacocks
I
in
know.
Victoria.
And how are they? They're super friendly, right? They're really good. They're really good animals.
They're not
You'd love
that
to
bad.
see.
You get
Peacocks are
used to it.
lonely. Like they do their own things. You don't need to worry. They're not going to come after you.
Peacocks. We had
I've been attacked by a peacock before.
I
You've
used
been
to
attacked.
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 How old were you? 2?
No, I was a fully grown adult being chased down by a peacock.
That's even funnier.
Yeah,
Wow.
All right.
sharp.
Birds.
You know
I
they're-
like birds.
You know they're just
Birds.
Birds and magic are great.
Birds and magic.
in real life.
Do you like birds
That's a
at
hot
home?
take. That's a hot take right there.
Yeah, in the comments, we're having lots of
Yeah,
hot takes.
in the comments section, let us know your favorite. Actually, not even favorite. Just let us know a bird.
a bird. A bird.
Any bird.
Name
Pick a bird.
a bird.
Name a
Any
bird.
bird.
Yeah,
Do
this.
you know what? I'll go so far as to say even birds and magic, like they do birds sometimes really weird. Like the bird people, like the general, the legendary general that's a bird person, or the solicitor or whatever from that's this
Yeah.
flying preacher bird and stuff like that. Like there are some weird looking
There's the
birds. in
Strixhaven
Magic.
birds.
Yeah.
The owls.
The ones, yeah, the owls that
Owl
somehow
people?
walk around.
More weird birds.
There's lots of different birds.
No.
More
Add
weird
those.
birds.
Add those in.
I think
Peacock
that the birds
birds.
will not be slowing down.
Woo!
Yeah, can we add some peacocks into
People birds.
Magic?
I'd love for it if we get to Bloomborough and you just have, you have the mice and you have rats and wolves and whatnot. And then, but all the birds are just weird birds. Like just full weird birds. And then remember in the comments, type birds. James! Apostle of Purifying Light. Wanted to wait for a 2/1 human cleric. It's an uncommon from Magic 2020. It has protection from black, and you can pay 2 generic to exile target card from a graveyard.
This is when they brought protection back, right? In this
Yeah.
2020?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, this is
Was
part
there
of a...
protection in M19?
I don't think so.
Before it was like hexproof for a little while that they
Losers,
experimented
I mean-
with, and
They
then
had like
they
the
had-
mare
I
cycle.
know that they
but
brought
guess
it back
the
and it was a
mares
big thing.
didn't have protection. They had
No,
like
they-
can't be blocked by or something like that.
Yeah, Shield Mare had some kind of weirdo.
Yeah.
Like, we don't want to put protection. They had
The
hex-
word protection.
There's a full cycle of those mares that all had the
Yeah.
not protection text.
Oh, you mean Shield Mare, Surge Mare, Plague Mare, Lightning Mare,
Yeah,
Vine
just
Mare,
showing off.
Diamond Mare. I mean, somebody mentioned horses. I
Lots of horses.
I do know a bit about horses.
Horses,
Yeah.
You want to hear a
Pegasi.
joke?
Absolutely.
No, move on.
Oh, Jay.
Now I want to know it more.
Okay, don't worry.
Okay,
I'll tell
later,
it. I'll tell it
later.
on the PPR.
All right. live where he can't stop
Damn.
you.
James can't step in.
Exactly. What's he got to do? Take the stream down?
I thought nay was a great punchline. I will go on record. I hate protection. I think
Oh.
protection
Yep.
should have stayed in the past, and I do understand why we brought it back, but I disagree with that decision.
Yeah, not a big fan. It's really cool and good to be like, oh, that I can't do anything about that. Just can't interact with that.
It's the reason why I don't like it specifically. In addition to in a lot of times the protection cards show up, especially if you're playing limited or something, and it's just cool. You have no recourse.
Yeah.
But also having to remember all the different things that protection does is
Yeah.
very difficult. It is, I think, a lot similar to regenerate, which is like once you learn it, you're probably okay. But learning it is very difficult
I
because
was
it's
gonna
doing
say-
really weird stuff in comparison.
To new players, protection is probably one of the hardest mechanics to like explain
Absolutely.
and teach.
Notably, this card has protection
Right.
laid out. This creature can't be blocked, targeted, dealt damage, enchanted, or equipped by anything in the color.
Right.
But this still doesn't fully explain protection. And an Eldraine card, Bone Crusher Giant, which has its adventure, says
Right.
damage cannot be prevented, is one of those things that can come up that can invalidate protection. But it doesn't even explain that there. Like, it's, there's so much.
There's a lot of corner cases, a lot of weird stuff. I think a lot of the times it's very frustrating. I think hopefully we found other ways that we prefer in order to have like these cards that are better against certain colors than others. So yeah, not a fan of protection. Although I will admit that being able to write the words protection from everything,
That's cool.
that I'll stand behind that. Making protection from everything is a super awesome sentence to read.
Yeah. James?
Oh yeah.
One after my own heart.
Yellic Destiny. Oh my god, this card is over a decade old. Okay. 2 white for an enchantment aura, a mythic rare from Magic 2012. Enchanted creature gets +4/+4, has flying and first strike, and is an angel in addition to its other types. And when enchanted creature dies, return Angelic Destiny to its owner's hands.
This is in my top 10 favorite Magic cards of all time. Angelic Destiny art is amazing. I've met Johannes Voss multiple times. I have signed this exact signed in my house up on the wall. And this card, just the mechanics, everything about it, I just love. This is a fantastic card.
I think Angelic Destiny is a card that I love playing with it. I've played a lot with it in Cube, for example, like a fun lower power Cube card. Also really fun in Commander, especially with like Angel or Enchantment synergies.
So good.
I also just think that it's one of those cards that I know a lot of people who really love this card, despite it not necessarily being the standout card in any one given category.
Right.
And I think that really goes to say how certain cards just make such a big impact on people just by their pure awesomeness that even if they're not like the number one best card for any given thing, that just the whole package together people fall in love with and they'll remember it.
Yeah.
I've seen so many playmats with this, with the art on it. And it's beautiful. And it's really fun to play, especially if you're a new player. Like, it feels strong and powerful.
The big stats, keywords, auras that don't scale with other cards, like there's a couple of them. I think there's some that are in the commander decks for WOE that say like for each aura you get this bonus and you get this
All
like,
that glitters.
yeah, those style
Ethereal
cards.
armor.
They tend to scale better and they tend to see a bit more play than the just bulk of stats, but it's like there's something visceral about being like, does this resolve? It does? Okay, well, immediately I have a Baneslayer Angel. And if you kill it, I'm going to do it again.
Yep.
James.
Last 2 cards.
Okay.
He's lying.
Here we go.
There's going to be more. Ooh, Weatherseed Totem. 3 generic mana for an artifact, an uncommon from Time Spiral that taps to add a green, and you can pay 2 green to make Weatherseed Totem into a 5/3 green tree folk artifact creature with trample until end of turn. And when Weatherseed Totem is put into a graveyard from play, if it was a creature, return this card to its owner's hand. Anybody got anything for this one, or
Why is the Tree Folk's power so high?
because Urza's Legacy, which is where Weatherseed Treefolk was originally from, sure was a set.
In general, if you ever have any questions about why a time spiral block card is the way it is because it is some deep cut reference to something else.
Yeah.
Is this a deep cut reference?
Yeah.
What is it?
If I may. This is because the original card is a personal favorite. It's a reference to Weatherseed Treefolk, a rare from Urza's Legacy. This cycle of the totems were all callbacks to iconic cards.
I've
Oh,
seen
it's so
this
good.
before.
Yeah. Oh, I had a lot of these when I was young. Yeah, you have Thunder Totem, a nod to Thunder Spirit from Legends. You have Chronotog Totem, which is a throwback to Chronotog from Visions. Phyrexian Totem, which is Phyrexian Negator from Urza's Destiny. Two-Headed Totem, which is two-headed giant of 4 eyes from ABU. And then Weatherseed Totem from Weatherseed Treefolk from Urza's Legacy. Yeah, great references that everybody will pick up. Yeah.
I will say that part of the pitch for Modern Horizons was, let's do another sort of time spiral-esque product where we can make references and callbacks and remixing old mechanics. But let's use what we've learned in all the time since then and now. And so I think we've gotten a lot better at both choosing what to reference, but also in the way that we deploy the references such that it's still creating gameplay that we can stand behind, as opposed to pulling some things out from the old cards that maybe isn't as great of design decisions.
If you don't know what Saddleback Lagak is, you can still enjoy Captured by Lagak.
That's right.
And all that.
It still holds together. It makes sense as a card.
Yeah.
Whereas Weatherseed Totem, it's a lot better if you know Weatherseed Treefolk.
or just so many things like Rugged Kisset?
Rugged, ridged,
Ridge Kusite.
yeah,
That's
something
what
like
it
that.
is.
And
Which
it's
is
like an anagram of like
of
the card.
Guided Strike.
Right.
A card from Weatherlight. Like it's
Yeah, no, if you ever want to see something wild, just go look up like the list of references. And it's crazy how many things in that set are references to old things that even experienced Magic players would have a tough time finding all of them.
it's a lot. James?
All right, this is your last one.
It's
Hey, make it a good one.
It's a good one.
Good one? Oh, it is a good one.
Atarka's Command. Red and a green for an instant, a rare from Dragons of Tarkir. You choose 2. Your opponents can't gain life this turn. Atarka's Command deals 3 damage to each opponent. You can put a land card from your hand into play, and creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain reach until end of turn. Anybody?
I had 2 of them in my pre-release kit back then. And it was fantastic.
Gross.
I love that you hardly ever use your opponents can't gain life this turn, like just in general. But when you do, it's usually like the biggest blowout of like, oh my gosh, just like doing that other mode of the what's the other shock, the one that can't gain life, deal 3 damage, the one that's constantly using Skullcrack. There we go in burn decks.
Yeah.
It's just like, I'm gonna Skullcrack you. It's just so brutal. I love it.
Old charms, I mean, not that this is a command, not a charm, but older modal spells, whether or not this is the direction, like a good direction to take them, I do think that they pulled off this very well. Exactly what you said, of just like, you might use that first ability one every like 50 or 100 castings on this card. But when you do use it, oh my
Feels
God,
really
is it a
good.
story, right? Like that's wild. And then putting lands into play, like again, how often does like put a land into play actually show up? Until you play this in a deck with like Groundswell, where you need that landfall to really blow people out or something, and fantastic.
Yeah, I think that the Dragons of Tarkir commands are probably one of our most successful cycles of cards like this, like the commands and the charms and whatnot. I think that like a lot of them had play sort of in that standard environment and then have gone on to also have lives elsewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, James, one more card. Showstopper. Okay, getting cute.
Closing time.
Showstopper. 1 black and a red. It's an instant from Dragon's Maze, an uncommon. Until end of turn, creatures you control gain. When this creature dies, it deals 2 damage to target creature and opponent controls.
I think I'd enjoy killing someone in Commander with this. That's a story. I could go with that.
Target creature they control.
Oh, that's bad.
Well, Dragon's Maze.
Dragon's Maze.
James, can we get one more card that isn't
Is it
this?
Rakdos Showstopper?
War Chief
Myriad.
Giant. Can we get another card that isn't this?
We can talk about
You don't like
Myriad.
Myriad?
You want to talk? We want to talk Myriad?
I don't have my veto anymore, so.
I have
Yeah,
a
and I
veto.
gave up.
All
on
right,
that,
all right.
too.
I'm vetoing this card.
Oh, love this card.
Did you work on this set?
Yeah, I did actually.
Okay,
Yeah, there
then
you go.
Leyline Invocation. 5 and a green for a sorcery. You create a 0/0 blue and green fractal creature token. You put X1 with counters on it, where X is number of lands you control.
Yeah, so I can talk about this. So I worked on the set design team for Strixhaven, as well as being involved with the set a little bit earlier at different points as well. So right from the get-go, one of the big things with Strixhaven was, right, we're trying to capture the feeling of the 5 different colleges and what they were about thematically. And so Quandrix was the math school. It was blue and green. And so we wanted to find different ways of making it feel related to numbers in some way. Additionally, for each school, we were coming up with the mascot of the school, which is the special kind of token. Why did we want them all to have a different kind of token? Well, it was an instant and sorcery themed set, so we knew we were going to have to make a lot of spells. So we knew we were going to have to make a lot of cards that made tokens in order to make sure there were still creatures in play and doing stuff. So we made a different token for every school. And that's how we came up with the fractals for Quandrix, because we wanted a token that was specific to this school, and putting X +1/+1 counters on it was a very mathy thing, where every single different card that was making the token was going to make a fractal of a different size.
Right.
And a lot of those cards, there's the one that makes it equal to the number of spells in your graveyard. There's the one that you just
Also
pay
the
X
solid
to
one.
make it. There's one that it makes a fractal and then it grows all of your fractals over time. And so we really tried to play into the, hey, a token that has a bunch of counters on it can be used in a lot of different ways. Let's find how many different kinds of designs we can make to get different sizes and shapes of those tokens.
See, that was a much better ending than Showstopper. One more card. No, I'm kidding. All right, great. This has been Scryfall Roulette over here at Tap Tap Concede. I want to thank our guests, Kat, Chris.
Thank you. It was fun.
Thank you, everybody. This has been wonderful. What did we ask them? Bats? Birds?
Bats and birds. Bats and birds.
Just type the word bird
Frogs.
into the comment section.
Bats-
No, I
bats,
want to
birds,
hear their
frogs,
favorite birds
were
too,
one
or they're
time.
just a bird type.
Comment on bird. Comment on favorite bird. Comment on frog and bat. Compliment me. Compliment the guests. You got a lot of homework, chat. But that's okay.
So many options.
We believe in you because you believe in us, as is evident by the support that we receive over at patreon.com/loadingreadyrun. Because of all of you, there's all of this. And of course, Tap Tap Concede is also brought to you by cardkingdom.com. Use the link cardkingdom.com/LRR when you make your order. And while supplies last, you go button please, and you'll get a cool little button. But I've been told not to say any particular phrase. Also watch the PPR VOD. Just watch it again.
Do it again.
Yeah, do it again. Okay. I love you. Goodbye.
Bye.